Heilige Scheisse, I'm back. I actually just found this picture hidden in my basement, and what I've discovered is new proof that the end of the world might be September 23rd of 2018, and here I am in my bedroom, and it might be a little dirty, so I do apologize, but I'm not editing this footage. I'm just doing it like a live stream, just straight from my bedroom. I am back telling you that the end of the world is not canceled anymore. I am back, and I'm back in the future. Well, it's more like the present, but still, I have to explain to you what news has occurred, because I've got, as you can see, this whole, in fact, pile of junk, basically, but this right here, this was written for my great-grandmother in 1998. And as I was reading, it follows that in January 2nd, 1920, there was a house fire. And during this house fire, let me explain to you what happened. My great-grandmother was in this high chair. Now there's just some rocks in the high chair. But my great-grandmother was sitting in this high chair in the year 1920. And in 1920, the house caught on fire. And so my Uncle Wilbur grabbed my grandmother sitting in this chair, my great-grandmother, and ran out of the house. And that was the only thing left of the house was my great-grandmother, this chair, and her family, my uncles and aunts and great-great-grandparents. Well, new news has indicated that my other great-grandmother here, Mary Sparks, had a husband who, in fact, was in with the one world government, high technologically accurate, mathematically improbable, impossible, convoluted situation that occurred in the year 1885, which resulted in his brother being murdered. Okay? And this is something that it's taken me a long time to realize, that my great-great-great-grandfather had a technology that was way beyond his time. And this is something that might seem improbable to most people. Hear me out, this is the reason why it is so profound. His brother, back in the year 1856, and this is just, I was reading in my ancestry records. Let me show you my ancestry records. Ooh, scheisse. Let's see. No, that's okay. This is the book with my ancestry records in it, and I have another letter. This was from 1993, and here again it talks about the high chair, and the medallion is the key to all of this. Okay, that in my last end of the world scenario, I was saying that April 21st seemed to be the end of the world, and that's when the Illuminati was wanting it to be. April 18th, and then, June 24th, July 21st, and then August 21st, and it didn't happen. And so that's made a lot of people just laugh and say, oh, the world's never going to end. All of it just a bunch of bullcrap, basically. That the world's all going to just continue on forever and ever. I want to tell you that's not going to happen. This is why it is not going to happen. Sorry, I just feel like I've drugged this on way too long. In the year 1854, as I was reading in my history, it says that my Uncle Robert Sparks, was actually 22 years old, and he married his wife, and he died, and this is, and I quote, it says that the cause of death was he drowned in the Wabash River. And I'm not making this stuff up, okay? You can look it up on Sparks history. It's all there. My Uncle Wilbur. Not my Uncle Wilbur, that's a different guy. Uncle Robert, back in 1856, drowned in the Wabash River. He was 22 years old, so just a few months older than I am right now. And as he drowned in the Wabash River, his dying remark was, I found it, the medallion is not lost. I found it, it's come at a great cost. And I know that's really, really weird, but I've got some weird ancestry issues that got weird rhymes, okay? I mean, his father, William Sparks, was born in 1801. In 1888, he was out in the ice cold winter, freezing cold winter. He froze to death, and an old man in his 80s froze to death, and his last words was, "Oh Lordy," and they wrote on his grave, "Kind stranger, beware as you pass by, as you were now, so once was I, as I am now, so shall you be. Prepare therefore to follow me." So my family's into rhymes, so no wonder my Uncle Robert, his final words was a rhyme as he drowned in the Wabash. And this proves that somewhere along the line in my family, the medallion has been found and passed down generation after generation after generation. And then the story continues on that on August of 1936, this is my grandmother Sparks. She was in Lafayette, Indiana, a very old lady. And on her way to church with her daughter, she was crossing the tracks and she got hit by a train. And I'm sorry, there's no emotion because I've never met her. She was my mom's mom. And so I am sorry for the family. But again, I'm not that sorry because I never met her, and it was a long, long time ago. And I've heard that she was a very, I can't say too much bad about her, but she was a very peculiar lady. She left her daughter in Ohio with a family of strangers, and just abandoned the daughter. And I really believe, and hear me out, I believe it's possibly God's punishment on her. She abandoned her daughter, and God allowed her to get hit by a train. Unfortunately. True story. This is not just part of my skit. This is not just part of whatever. This is true family history that I'm telling you guys right now. And because of this true family history, that is why I believe is in this medallion. It was found. And it came at a great cost. It cost to my Uncle Robert that he died his last breath drowning to death in the Wabash. The medallion would have passed on somewhere in the family lineage, but so far I haven't found it. All I know is trying to piece all this together. I have this light bulb on my head just to show you that it's the same person. Nathaniel's Conspiracies, back with another conspiracy that perhaps this medallion has been found, and the numbers 9 to 23 are going to play a very, very important role in the end of the world. What that is yet to be found, yet to be discovered, but I think it's very important that this has to do with the end of the world and with the future. So again, I'm not going to make this clip any longer than it has to be. There's a lot of stuff I gotta do and work on. As you can see, I've been busy trying to up my YouTube channel. So please like this, subscribe, stay active to the channel. And if you want to hear more information about my family history, my weird family, and how this medallion has come across this family, I will be back with more history. I've been looking through the old books. The oldest book I have up here, in fact, it's this old. I'll show you. This is how old this book is. Family history from 16s and 1700s. I'm going to stick this way up here. Really, really freaking old book, okay? Really old, from 1635. That was a few years before my very great ancestor in 1669. I believe his name was Daniel or Joseph Sparks, came over from England to Maryland, and that's how my family came over here a very, very, very long time ago. But I don't have time to get into that now. I will be seeing you guys back in the future. Shalom and Lahito Ot.